Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the NFL Sunday Morning Show right here on the Hardcore Sports Network. I'm here with my guys, James from the Steelers by the Lake podcast. We got Football Talk with Bo and Philly Sports Wrap today. We got a lot of good football today. How are you guys doing?
Doing real good. How about you guys?
I'm feeling great, man. Feeling great. Finished my pancakes, so
Excited
I
for
will
this
not be
week.
eating
Big,
on
big
here
game
today.
today.
Oh man, I'm excited for today's game, man.
Mitch, I'm not going to know what to do not seeing you
Yeah.
eat pancakes at the beginning of the show.
Right? I don't have to do this today. I don't have to do that. You know what? Let's just get this started. But yeah, real quick, guys, make sure you guys hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're gonna start off with James with the first winners of last week. So go for it.
Winners from last week. How about the Rams? I don't think too many people had them for being victorious over the Bills, and one heck of a slugfest. 44-42 is a serious, just points free for all. But how they pull that off, no one saw coming. So you got to give them credit for not throwing in the towel on a team that was expected to be drastically better than them. Beyond them, I'd say the Titans are actually winners from last week for losing. When you're talking about two teams, when you got 2 wins or 3 wins going into the game, you want to be the team that loses that to get the better draft pick. So I'll call them a winner for losing. And then beyond that, Pittsburgh for getting revenge versus the Browns. They really needed to make sure they smacked their little brother back down after they got a little uppity from that win a couple weeks back.
All right, sounds good. Bo, what about you?
Yeah, so I'm on a similar path here. I had the Rams for sure, and really that's including yesterday's game also, right? Like they are right in the mix. I had the Steelers, good, and then I finally going to talk about the Seahawks first. They finally come up in the win column, winning 4 straight. But the biggest story for them is their defense is definitely starting to look like a defense. So I give them a W. It's hard to beat the same team twice in 3 weeks. And so they get that done and continue to lead the division, at least, until later today. Tough to say.
Right. Sports Talk, how about yourself, huh?
Yeah, man. Y'all can hear me good, right? Because I know I'm kind of traveling, so I don't know if it's gonna break up, but y'all can hear me good.
Yep.
Yeah, you're good, bro. You're good, man.
Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, I gotta go with the Rams. And I did pick them to beat the 49ers this past week as well. So I'm thanking them to get rid of the 49ers, kick them out. Then also too, I like this. Even though they lost, but they're a winner for us. The Falcons. Appreciate y'all helping us get into the playoffs.
Right.
So thank you very much. So that's what I was most excited about. Then Pittsburgh didn't lose to the Browns, so that was good because I was kind of worried if they was going to lose to the Browns. Browns had been on a little high horse, with this Jameis Winston thing, but he finally came back to earth. He still throws pick sixes and things of that nature. But with them winning, it helped make this a big game this week with us and the Steelers. So those are my winners.
Yep. So the Rams could be a sleeper team. That is facts. And go Eagles.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, a lot of people had the Rams as a playoff team anyway at the beginning of the season.
Yep.
Yeah. True. Yep.
So for me, my first one, I'm just gonna start off with them, man. I'm just gonna go with the Eagles. Just to continue their winning streak of 9. Saquon Barkley. Wait, is there an echo?
There is.
There is. Okay. I think it's your sports web, so I'm gonna mute you. Saquon Barkley, just breaking the all-time single season record for the Eagles. So I got that. And I got the 49ers. I'm going to give them a bone. They beat the Bears. they beat the Bears with them being injured, so I'm gonna throw them a little bone there. And last one, but certainly not least, I'm gonna go with. I'm actually, you know what? I'm gonna go with the Falcons as well, or Falcons as my buddy likes to call them. Thank you for helping us get to the playoffs, Joe. Yep, I'm gonna go with that. And now, James, the losers of the week. Who you got?
So I'm going to start off with the Chargers because you had the opportunity, man. You had the chance to prove that you could take down the almighty Chiefs. 17-19 is really about as close as it gets. And a lot of people, I was starting to hear people say, hey, I think the Chargers are going to pull it off this week. No. Nope, the Chiefs win as they always seem to somehow. And the Chargers get that many less people taking them serious. So, I mean, it's a good sign for them keeping it close, but you got to be able to finish those games. Other losers for me this week, the Jets continue to look like a dumpster fire. So they probably have to blow up that entire thing after the offseason this year. Kick out old man Rodgers and just kind of start all over most likely. And then for my last one, let's go the Raiders. They've been pretty pathetic all year long and continue to look so, even against a Buccaneers team who's starting like practice squad wide receivers, I think, at this point.
Mm-hmm. All right, Bo, who you got?
I'm going to kick it off, and because of yesterday's game, or Thursday's game, I'm going to kick it off with the Niners first. They had a very easy chance to keep their playoff hopes alive. And now, technically, still mathematically in it, at 0.1%. So, way to wreck your own season. And then the Cardinals. The Cardinals were leading the division 3 weeks ago, and now have a 4% chance of getting into the playoffs. So, two West teams that really just fell off the map over the last few weeks, and then the Saints in a victory. Lose big, right? Quarterback goes down. The guy they're trotting out there had the most hilarious rookie photo shoot. So I imagine he's going to get absolutely beat up on the field today.
All right, Sports Rep, who you got, bro?
Man, that's funny. I like that one. Yeah, that was crazy with that rookie. But man, Dallas, man, Michael Parsons be killing me. He be talking at the end of the game like he does so much, and he has nothing on the stat sheet for the game. Nothing. So why are you talking? Dallas just trash. The owner needs to just sit down somewhere, man. They suck. They suck. But for some reason, people want to call them America's team. They ain't my team. Never been my team. So yeah, Dallas is one. Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm also go with the Saints as well because Carr went out, and yeah, you can pretty much chalk it up for them. That seems to be a wrap. And then the 49ers, like, man, they just went from just going to be in this Super Bowl hunt for years to come to, I don't know. I think that they might be in trouble and their window might be closed up on them like pretty quick because soon here they're going to have to pay Purdy. You know, you got to figure out what you're going to do with these receivers in a minute because if Jawan Jennings keeps showing up, you know, what are y'all going to do? Debo, trash. Like, where is Debo? Is that Debo? Because out at wide receiver, see nothing whatsoever. Like, come on, man. You supposed to be a top-notch receiver. Where? They're trash. Without Miss Christian McCaffrey, there's nothing.
I think he was asking for the ball. He's like, give me the ball, and then they throw it to him, hits him square in the stomach.
And he drops it. He dropped like 2 touchdowns. Like, get out of here, man. So those are my losers, man.
All right. So for me, who do I got? For me, let's see here. You know what? I'm going to go with the Cowboys as well. Like, for me, it's just funny just to see them lose again. And then next, you know what? I'm going to go with the Cardinals here I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. They were up there for the division, and then they were just like falling down. And then why the hell not? Give me the Jets here. It's just because me and my good friend, he's a diehard Jets fan, so he always texts me and be like, "Mitch, the season's over." He texted me that since week 1, that the season was over, and I'm like, okay, whatever you say. And what do you know? He was right since week 1. So,
I
hey,
only didn't pick the Jets because it's like pushing someone down the stairs and then running down and punching them in the face anyway. Like,
right,
like
right,
I feel like
right,
the stairs already took them out.
yeah. So we're gonna get to the main topics now. Bill Belichick hired as the North Carolina head coach. James, how do you feel about this, man?
I mean, I think it's a good move for him because it didn't look like anybody in the NFL wanted him. So it's he wasn't going to go back to being a coordinator. That wasn't going to happen. So the only way he was going to take a gig was to be head coach. It sounded like North Carolina was where he preferred to go of basically any college organization. But I feel like that's kind of a weird fit for him as far as trying to recruit, teenage kids into his organization.
Do you think so, though? Because his girlfriend just graduated. So he's good at recruiting.
Come on, man.
I feel like he's a smart enough dude that he's going to get the right people in place to do the recruiting for him so he doesn't have to. And he'll just be like, he'll call him up and say, "Hey, I won a bunch of Super Bowls. I'll get your kid to the NFL." But good opportunity for him because they're crap right now, so you can't make them worse.
No. Bo?
No, I think that's actually the biggest part of it is the expectation isn't super high because when you think of that school, you think basketball, right? Yeah. Football is an afterthought. In fact, most of the time you forget they have a football team. So at this point, he's going to do similar things that Dion has done for Colorado is he's going to bring recruiting to the school. He's going to bring NIL to the school, because there's some star power there. And recruiting is going to be easy because even though when Bill is in football mode and he's just like, yeah, we don't really need you. We got to fill out a squad. So please come to our school. Like, that's essentially how warm his conversations are going to be. But the thing is you're talking about a 6-time Super Bowl winner as a head coach, another, 2 as a coordinator. So, I mean, if you're a kid that wants to get to the league, that's probably the dude you want to go play for. So I don't think he's going to have a problem recruiting. All jokes aside about his girlfriend, but yeah, no, I mean, I think it's actually a good move for him. And I think there was some issues with the NFL. I've said it on some other shows that I think maybe Kraft kind of poisoned the water a little bit around the NFL because he wasn't even getting phone calls. So it's not like people were like, he wants too much control or anything like that. I mean, they didn't even pick up the phone. Right. I mean, when he got let go, he got one phone call, one interview, and then nobody else touched him. Right. And you're this far in and no one's been kicking the tires. It's not like there's tampering they have to worry about. He's working for TV networks. Right. They could reach out to him all year. And there's teams without coaches already that aren't picking up the phone. So this looked like a scenario where he knew the NFL wasn't going to be a thing. He still gets that head coaching job. The expectations aren't super high, right? It's not like he just steps into Alabama and they're like, you better win today. He's going to Carolina where they're just like, yeah, could you make us win some games? So I like the fit. I like the fit for him.
All right. Sports rep. Give me 1 sec.
Yeah, this is interesting, man. I got a few little things I was looking at here. One of them just kind of touched on you really reaching out to him. Whether it be because of them thinking what he's going to want. And then 2, if there probably were other NFL teams would have been interested, he probably was not interested in them. because we look at some of these teams now that's garbage. Who wants to be over there with those teams? He's 73 years old. North Carolina went from one old coach in Mac Brown to another old coach in Belichick. But they're gonna get some names and get some people there just because of Bill Belichick, his resume, and people's gonna look at that as a quick path to NFL. They're gonna get some TV time with Bill being a head coach, so that's gonna help out. The only thing I would say with North Carolina is now they increased their NIL money that they're going to pay the students. So you didn't want to compete before? It took Bill to come for you to increase your NIL money. Like, what the hell was you thinking? So I know Mac Brown. Yeah, thanks a lot. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. The last part of it on that, is it an avenue that he's trying to set up for his son? His son in the NFL coached on with the Patriots a lot. He's over in Washington. I'm sure he's getting ready to find his way right over there in Carolina. And rumor has it, he could be potential successor of Bill, at Carolina when Bill walk away. He's 73. So, a few avenues, and Bill probably setting his son up right now. That's my opinion.
I actually like the fact you brought that up about his son. I completely forgot about that. Like, I completely forgot his son is with the Commanders right now. So for me, it's all about the recruiting. It's all about getting those top guys over to North Carolina to make them more of a quote-unquote threat, if you could say that, which I highly doubt. But then you have to look, where are they going to be in a couple of years with Bill Belichick? Are they going to be in like some bowl games or whatever? I'm really intrigued on how far he could take them.
I mean, you only need 6 wins to get into a bowl game.
Yeah, 6 for a bowl game, I think. But I think that seeing if he can get them into the playoffs is going to be interesting, because his contract is like 5 years, but 3 years is guaranteed. But it's a lot of incentives, and a lot of that is around the wins and playoff positioning and seeding and stuff like that. So it's going to get interesting there.
I mean, it's not like he really needs the money, right? I mean, the guy has a
right
in his basement, so like he's fine, and he's still he's making like 10 million a year, roughly.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I mean, even if he doesn't hit the incentives, I think he can make the numbers bump together.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then now, OBJ gets released by the Dolphins. So I'm going to start with James on this one. Where do you think he goes? Is he done? What's going to happen with OBJ?
I think he goes home and doesn't get a phone call until the playoffs. I don't think anybody's really beaten down the doors to sign OBJ. He hasn't really done anything in a couple of years now.
Right.
I didn't even know he was on the Dolphins this year, so that shows you how much of an impact he's really been making there. He had a little impact. Well, wasn't he with the Ravens last year? I feel like he had a little bit of impact while he was there, but again, nothing real significant. So I could see somebody getting into the playoffs, having a catastrophic injury to a wide receiver, and giving him a call and bringing him onto the squad to try to help out until their guy comes back. But I think most teams at this stage are going to look at it and say, what's the point? I'd rather have my young guys try and develop rather than bringing in a washed-up wide receiver who was really good like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah. Bo?
Yeah, I mean, this move didn't make any sense anyway. Like, you knew when they brought him in, first they gave him $8 million to come in as what was realistically going to be their 4th option, a guy that's been putting up 400 yards or less the last 3 years. He starts the season injured anyway. And he's sitting here on the season with 9 catches for 55 yards, right? Like, not exactly killing it here. And the thing is did the Dolphins need a 4th option at receiver? No. You know what they needed? Is a defense.
Yeah.
You know how much you could get for $8 million on the defensive side of the ball?
Yeah.
Someone that actually plays football would probably be good. So, I mean, the Dolphins for most of the year have had traffic cones at the defensive line. So it was a weird pickup to me. It made no sense for them to sign him. It makes perfect sense that they let him go. But to answer your question of who calls him, nobody's calling. Nobody needs a guy that is hurt every year and puts up less than 400 yards. Like nobody needs that guy. You can draft somebody in the 7th round to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even walk-ons. Even walk-ons should do that.
Especially this year, 55 yards. Like the panel could get 55 yards in the NFL. Just accidentally.
All right. Sports Web.
Yeah, why call him? For what, man? If you can't take advantage of having Waddle and Tyreek Hill on the roster and you know you're older, you're going to probably get some of the lesser talent on defense. Yeah, it's time to hang it up. He needs to just retire at this point, man. And yeah, don't call him at all. Well, I got a question though, man, and I don't know, but and I hope it's nothing just wrong with him. But does the Dolphins head coach just look like he should not be coaching? Like you see him at a press conference when he's talking and answering questions? Like, why is he the coach? Like, I don't know, man.
If you want to have some fun with that, go look at his press conference when he started versus one of his press conferences now. It looks like he's done all the blow in Florida.
Bro, yeah, thank you. Yes.
It looks like he has started selling drugs for years now. It is hilarious because when you see him in his first presser, like, you know, he's clean cut suit.
Okay.
Right? And then this year it's been like, you know, the loose shirt and everything's just in a mess. And you're like, yeah, no, this makes sense. I've been to Miami.
They need to get him out of Miami. He is doing too much of something, man.
Yeah. So as for me, he's one of the biggest disappointments in NFL history. I just want to come out there and say that. I mean, he had so much hype. That one-handed grab that he had, the best part of it, that was the highlight of his career. If he didn't have that, I don't know where like people would still be talking about him, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the one.
He only had 3 good seasons. Like we wouldn't mention it at all.
Yeah. Crazy. It's amazing how one highlight, one catch can change your career. And then now you're just right back down.
I mean, look, it kind of reminds me of Jadeveon Clowney on the other side, you know? Has that monster hit in college. And what did he have? Maybe like 1 Pro Bowl season as a professional?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he hit 10 sacks in a season once.
No, I don't think he did.
Odell shouldn't have went on that boat trip. After the boat trip, it was over for him.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot about that boat trip. That's how irrelevant it was. Yeah. All right. Bo, actually, shout out to you here. I actually found this from your YouTube. Darren Campbell quit on the team mid-game.
Yep.
You want to start off with it? Like, what are your thoughts on that, man?
It's wild. In fact, if you want, I should have.
Yeah. Why not? Like, check it out. It's hilarious.
So this is during Shanahan's.
Devondre Campbell, he didn't play, and he went into the locker room at some point.
Yeah, he said he didn't want to play today.
Play today?
Yeah.
During the game or before?
No, it was in the third quarter.
Has that ever happened to you where a player said they didn't want to play in a game?
No.
Wild, man. Like it. So when AB did it, right, where he runs off in the middle of the field, putting up deuces, that one you're just like, well, you know, after that perfect hit, the wires never really connected anymore. Like, dude's crazy, right? So you look at AB and you're just like, yeah, I mean, dude's a nut job. Didn't think too much of it. This one, there's no reason for it. He's just like, I can't imagine working your career and then, you know, being in the NFL and then mid-game, you're just like, yeah, maybe I just don't care anymore. Like, I don't know. Like, and the guy's had injuries. So, I mean, kind of like Richardson, where he said, oh, I'm tired, and pulled himself out of the game. Lie about it, right? Be like, oh, my back is tightening up or anything like that, right? Soft tissue. You can play that off. You could live to play another day. Why would you tank your career? Because nobody's going to touch him. right? Nobody's going to want that. And you're giving up the back end of a $5 million contract where you could have just been like, you know what? My back is stiff because he's had back injuries. Nobody can disprove that. You still go to the locker room. Like, I don't know. It was weird, strange to just give up on your guy. Made total sense that the next day they let him go because you have to. Like, there's no way you can bring a guy back that just mid-game decides to quit on your team. Just a crazy turn of events for sure.
Yeah. James.
Yeah, just an oddball thing. And in this whole thing, like, wasn't he starting because of somebody else being injured? Like, you're not even
because Greenlaw was out. That's why they signed him, because Greenlaw got hurt and it was going to be a while before he came back.
Yeah, so you're not even out there because you're the best player. You're just there to fill a spot for the time being, which means you've got an opportunity to show people that, hey, maybe I can be more than just a temporary fill-in. And then that's how you reward the team. That's how you show everybody else that's watching you. Because realistically, you're going back to being a backup the second Dre Greenlaw can play an entire game. I understand he was just playing portions of the game as they're easing him back into the lineup. Like, This is your audition. And you walk out in the middle of the audition?
Yeah.
It's like you're giving deuces and middle fingers to every other NFL team. Like, who would want that now?
Yeah.
Oh, that was crazy. Can you imagine if he just goes? Well, I don't see him come back at all.
And because Greenlaw was hurt, he was starting, right? So this was his first week of not being the starter, and throws a temper tantrum in a way that you probably are now selling used cars next week because the NFL is probably done with you.
Furniture mover.
That's right.
Yeah.
No. I would not trust him on the other end of a couch with me because I don't want him carrying the whole thing.
All right. Sports Rap, how about you, bro? How do you feel about this whole thing?
Yeah, man. So I wish I wasn't driving. I would pull it up. But I think he ended up having like 70 some tackles so far this year, 70, 80 tackles so far, whatever. Because like you say, he was starting because Greenlaw wasn't ready to come back. So to me, it's like, okay, when you sign on with the 49ers, you had to know you was pretty much filling a void. You had to know that when Greenlaw came back, you was going to be on the bench. So this looks clearly like you were mad because it was third quarter. You wasn't in the game. Greenlaw was playing. Greenlaw got banged up again. Yeah. That pulled Greenlaw out the game, and then they was going to put him in. So now he's in his feelings like a little girl and ain't want to go into the game. Like, what are you doing, bro? You knew that already. You only came on because somebody was hurt. So why are you in your feelings? You could have sat on the bench and just collected your money, and then when they need you to go in, you just go in. But now who's going to bother with you? Like you just said, you threw away your career pretty much now, being a little crybaby when you weren't even good enough to be a starter, or you would have been starting somewhere else. How about that?
Yeah. And he has 79 tackles. It's rated up. Yeah.
That's a decent.
See what I'm saying? See, exactly. So he clearly got in his feelings.
Yeah.
That Campbell guy is a moron.
You were the only one defending him all year, yeah. Oh man, I would not want to be you right now.
That's man. That's a rough go. There's nothing worse than like doubling down on a guy. You're like, no, he's my guy, and then they go out and do some dumb stuff like that, and you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna go drink, I guess.
I was just gonna be like, you know what? There's the door. Don't let me hit it on the way out.
Yeah,
but but to me, it's hilarious. It's just like, how much was he getting paid? That's my question. What was his contract?
He had a 1 year, $5 million.
Oh, so you could just that $5 million goodbye.
Well, man. I mean, not really, right? Because I mean, it's paid per game, so he's only giving up 3 game checks. So I mean, it's not like there was a ton left on it because his contract was done at the end of the year. But you know what it is he ain't coming back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's a clause or something in that contract. With him walking out like that, he might owe them money. Like, that was dumb.
So he'll definitely not get any of the game checks moving forward, right? It'd be like retiring. but
Yeah.
but it shouldn't. He shouldn't owe him anything because it didn't sound like there was really like signing bonus stuff because it was a late acquisition because of the injury. So so it doesn't sound like there's going to be anything where he has to pay anything back. But at the same time, you're throwing away almost $1 million, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And your contract tell you you're not even a starter. Come on, bro. They gave you $5 million for 1 year. You're mad.
Yeah.
And he could have gotten a similar contract with somebody else if he just finishes out the season. You know, the Niners realistically aren't going to bring him back. If he doesn't do this, he plays out the rest of the year. He's already got 79 tackles. It's reasonable to assume he would have ended up with over 100 by the end of the year. Somebody would have said, hey, this guy could be our number 2 middle linebacker, and they might have given him another 1 year, $5 million. Like, how old is he? He could have had many years still of making that mid-tier $5 million kind of money per year.
Exactly.
Now you're lucky to get a league minimum contract on somebody who's willing to even give him a chance.
I mean, if someone wants to give me $5 million to ride the bench, that's gonna be the warmest spot on the bench ever, man. I'm gonna polish that thing up.
What? Exactly.
People
with my clipboard taking notes. I'm just like, yeah, all right, we're doing this thing.
I will have no voice left by the end of the game because I'll be cheering on my buddies that loud.
Absolutely channeling my inner Jason Garrett. I'm just clapping.
Yeah.
Might as well
Exactly.
give me some pom-poms. I'm going to be a cheerleader like nobody else.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Can you imagine even being like a third string quarterback? People are saying that's the best position on the team because if the starter gets injured, there's another guy right in front of you. And you're just like,
you gotta be the second. Because the third string guy a lot of times gets relegated down to the practice squad. Right? When they're trying to fill out a 53. So like you can kind of bounce back and forth. You want to be that second string guy because realistically you're going to come in, everybody's going to be excited. You're going to have a half a good football and then you're probably going to get hurt and then it doesn't matter anymore.
Oh shit. All right, with that being said, let's just get right to the picks, man. Let's just get right to the picks because these games, I don't know how I feel about them. Well, we got the Rams defeating the Niners 12-6. Whoever watched that game, who watched this game? But honestly, I didn't even watch.
I watched it. It was like watching paint dry. It was a rough game to watch. I actually took the Niners here just because the Rams have a hard time sweeping the Niners, and it was a home game for them. But wow, they just were out there trying to lose. So. It was a frustrating game. Plus, as a Seahawk fan, it would have been helpful if the Niners would have won. Take a little pressure off from this Rams team that's surging. But it was what you would expect out of a Thursday game.
Just field goal after field goal after field goal. Yep. Hey, I'm just gonna say this. This will help the kicking percentage for the whole NFL. This game.
It's true.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to start off with James. The Chiefs or the Browns?
I don't know what Cleveland has to play for at this point. So, I mean, you're starting to see a little bit behind the scenes with Hard Knocks where guys aren't even paying attention in the meeting rooms. You know, Myles Garrett sitting there on his Facebook Messenger, not even paying attention to what the coaches are talking about. So I assume that the Chiefs ought to beat up on the Browns pretty badly today.
Yeah. Bo?
Yeah, I mean, this Browns team is terrible despite having a roster that looks good. And KC, I mean, they luck into wins, right? They don't even have to be good. They just somehow get gifted wins. So I feel like it'll be a closer game than it should be, but KC gets the dub.
All right. Sports Wrap.
Yeah, I think I'm like you. I think KC is going to get it, but it's going to end up being close. I honestly think KC don't go to the Super Bowl this year. I know they're eking out with these wins and they're finding a way, but they look like they're like just seconds or a few minutes away from an L, and I think it's going to catch up to them in the playoffs because their O-line is not good right now. They are beat up on that O-line, and Mahomes, this is the most I've ever seen him take hits. I really think KC will not be in the Super Bowl this year, honestly, but they're going to win this game, and I think it's just going to be closer than it should be.
Yeah, and as you guys can see, I got the Chiefs. Sports wrap, right back at you. Bengals. I think we're all just going Bengals, right?
Oh, yeah, there's no way I'm picking the Titans in this one.
It's funny, like I have the Bengals here, but that Tennessee defense is no joke. So, like, there is
they do play good D.
But yeah, I have the Bengals.
They'll need to play good D the way Joe Burrow is throwing the football.
No question. Yeah, how is he not in the
absolutely.
MVP race? I understand that they're losing games, but it's not because of Burrow. I mean, the guy's putting up 30 points a game. The fact that he's not talked about in the MVP race is crazy.
Yeah, he's having an amazing season.
I think they put the weight on these teams' records too much more than just a player and how he's like MVP is like, I mean, like you said, he's been really balling this year. He can't help that the rest of the team ain't doing what they're supposed to do and their defense suck. But yeah, that's why I think it's just because of their record.
Well, and you feel bad for the wasted season with Burrow because he's going to be hurt next year.
Yeah.
It's every other year. It's every other year, and he's playing good this year. He was hurt last year, so next year the Bengals aren't doing anything either.
I feel like it's more than every other year. It's like 3 out of every 4 Burrow's hurt now.
Yeah, crazy. And I got the Bengals as well. So, oh my God. Is anyone going with the Saints?
No.
Not a chance.
No way, man. No way. I'm going to tell you what, though. This Washington team, they might mess around and get a win in the playoffs, bro. Like, I think they're a little sneaky and underrated. You got to watch them. I don't think they're going to go on this historic run or nothing like that. But I would not be surprised if they mess around and get a – I feel like they're going to get into the playoffs. But I wouldn't be surprised if they even get a win in the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, I could see a wild card win for them. Absolutely. What's up, Chad?
What is up? What is up, Chad? How's it going? Here we go. I'm not saying that. But
boy, Chad, attaboy.
I'm not saying that. All right. Anyone going Giants?
No. You can still say it. You're just like, here we go.
I'm not. Anyone going Giants?
No.
If you're crazy, you gotta be crazy to pick them.
That one should be pretty ugly.
1%.
So what's wild about that is that's actually a new percentage. Most of it was until Thursday that it was 100% to 0, which means one of the Giants picked the Giants, right?
Yeah.
And the line is crazy too. Baltimore a 16-point line on this.
Holy crap!
Right?
Yeah. I'm looking at 16 and a half. Holy crap!
I'm hoping they don't get Henry up there close enough to Saquon with rushing for this rushing record. For as far as the rushing leader for the year, because I feel like he's getting ready to run all over the Giants. So I don't know, man. But
and Steve-O plus 900, I would throw $10 at that too.
Yeah, now we're getting people in here. What is up? What is up, Charles? I picked the Giants. LOL. Just kidding. I go with the Ravens. Yeah, I don't know who's that one person. Probably someone's mom. It's gotta be that. Oh my! Anyone? I'm going Panthers. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going Carolina here.
Wow.
James.
I mean, what's there to play for either team? They both should be wanting to lose.
Right.
But I think you do have Bryce Young playing some decent football, fighting for his professional career. I'm actually going to go with Mitch on this and take the Panthers, even though they're definitely not the favorite in this situation. I just think Bryce has more to play for.
Yeah, I like the fight. I like the fight out of this. Panthers team, but I'm not picking them. They are worse than the Cowboys in just about every statistical category. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Panthers, catch a fat L here. It'll be closer than it should be, but Dallas probably gets the win, which is actually hilarious because all it does is make sure that their team is terrible next year also.
Sports wrap.
Man, I almost want to pick the Panthers just because I have this thing with law of average, okay? And they're constantly finding ways to, they're barely losing these games. They find a way to lose. So today is going to be who finds a way to lose first. Both teams find ways to lose the game. But Panthers are due a win. It's almost like they're purposely out here trying to play spoiler versus get the first pick in the draft or stay in that top 5. They keep trying to win games. I think they're going to slip up and win. I'm going Panthers today, man.
So here's my question for the panel. Say the Panthers win. Did the Carolina Reapers kill another coach?
I don't know.
I don't know where you go with that one.
Oh, God, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I went with the Jets over the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Is anyone picking the Jags? I mean, this one's actually kind of competitive.
No, I cannot back McCorkle Jones. There's absolutely no way. It's got to be the Jets.
Okay.
That's a default for the Jets. If Trevor Lawrence was playing, I don't think Jets will beat them. The Jets is just as bad this year. I'm sure Doug Peterson can't wait for the season to be over because he knows he's going to be gone. But, I'm not picking the Jags. Jets by default.
Here we go. All right. Anyone picking the Dolphins?
No.
Nah.
No.
These days, it's like keep on going down. It's keep on like you're falling down a deep hill, and then you're just waiting for it to crash, and then now you're just waiting.
It's all because they released OBJ. Now they're definitely going to lose, right?
Yeah.
I don't like their offense, man. I feel like they has this kindergarten type offense. It's just full of little quick short passes and hope the guys make a play. You got too much talent for that kind of offense, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I was on TikTok yesterday scrolling down, and someone said that Tua should be in MVP consideration just because how the team is with him off the field with him on it. I'm like, there's a lot more than that. There's a lot more than that.
Maybe comeback player of the year.
Let's see. Isn't he always in contention for that? I feel like it's every single year. I'm just like every single year. So.
Can you imagine that on your wall of trophies? You're like, look, and this is my 5th straight comeback player of the year.
Right. I mean, anyone going close?
No. Nope.
Absolutely not. Right? No, Broncos play hard every week. Colts they need a quarterback. Let's just start there among some other things. They need a quarterback. No, I'm not picking up.
I don't think. Finally. Okay.
Woo.
Oh wait, I picked. Why did I pick the Lions? Give me Buffalo. I need Detroit to lose here. Anyone going?
The smart play, not the feelings.
Now I'm going with the feelings. Let's start off with sports rap. Who you want in this? Who you got?
I know who I want. I don't know. So, all right. This is going to be a good game. I do think it's going to be a good game, though. Detroit can put immense pressure on your quarter. I don't know how the hell they keep doing it with everybody being banged up. They seem to always keep putting pressure. Aaron Glenn, I think, is a great D coordinator. But Buffalo defense is not good. That they showed me that, or either the Rams just sneaky good, really good on offense, and the Eagles kind of slowed them up. But I didn't like Buffalo defense, so I feel like Detroit's going to be able to put up points. But I do think they have a better defense than what Buffalo have faced. So I'm gonna pick Detroit, even though I know I want them to lose. But they got to lose 2 games for Philly to get first, and I don't think they're going to lose 2 games out of their remaining games.
Bo.
Yeah, I got Detroit here. I mean, this is going to be a slugfest, no doubt. And the Rams are better than people give them credit for. So for them to be able to get that win wasn't a huge shock. I mean, I still took Buffalo in that. But, I mean, the Rams are a better team than people think they are. In this one, this is probably my game of the week here. This is going to just be an absolute battle. But I do have Detroit at home.
James.
Yeah, I'm going Detroit here also, and definitely going the over because both of these teams have been putting 40 burgers on
Yeah.
all year long.
Yeah.
Week after week, we're seeing 40 to something by each of these guys, so tons of points. I mean, could we see 100 combined points in this game? Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yep, I'm going with Buffalo. I'm going to be the lone wolf on this one. Detroit has a lot of injuries, so with that being said, I'm going Buffalo. Here we go, finally. I feel like we should start off with Bo, and then we'll go to James and then the 2 Eagles fans. So, Bo, who you got?
I do like the Eagles at home here. This is another one where it's going to be an absolute battle. The Steelers, it's the offense, right? Like the offense is where my questions lie, and the Eagles have been playing great football, especially down the stretch here. So I'm going to go with the Steelers come up short, but this should be another battle because I don't think they're on defense going to have much of an answer for Saquon either. They'll slow him down, but he's still going to eat, right? Like he's still going to put up 100 yards.
All right, James.
Yeah, I'm going to go against my heart on this one. I'm also picking the Eagles for multiple reasons. Pittsburgh, the last time they played Saquon Barkley, he had 15 carries for 6 yards. That's not going to happen now because he was a New York Giant then.
Exactly.
And the Philadelphia Eagles have an incredible offensive line. And I can't imagine that they won't attack the right guard situation for them. Just that's where Mekhi Becton is now, right? He's your right guard. You just run right behind him because Larry Ogunjobi's out today. Larry Ogunjobi has been a casualty against the run to begin with. Now that's going to put somebody in his place as a backup, and you should just have holes wide open all game long between center and right guard. So that's going to be a difficult thing for Pittsburgh to figure out. Unless they bring up somebody from the practice squad that's a nose tackle type or something. And then the other side, George Pickens is out. And last week, their offense was very, very just discombobulated. They couldn't get drives going. They couldn't sustain them. They didn't know what to do until the third quarter without George Pickens. And I don't expect it to go smoother against a drastically better defense with the Eagles, with Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell and like all these studs in that secondary. I just think Pittsburgh's offense is going to struggle and they're going to get run on a lot. And if they can keep it close, they got a chance, but I still take the Eagles in this one.
All right, Sports Rap.
All right, man. I am going to go with the home team. I will say, I know last time we played them, TJ Watt did not play. Do I think Lane Johnson can kind of hold up with him? Yeah. Still got to watch him. Saquon won't have the same game he had the last time they played them. I just need him to stay on pace. Just get that 111 or more, stay on pace. I want to see him break Dickinson record. I just hope Philly do not negate staying with that run and Saquon due to all the talk. I don't want to turn this into a pass fest just to try to prove a point. Forget what everybody talking about. You do what's necessary to win the game. And if that's running the ball to keep TJ Watt off of Jalen Hurts, then you run that ball. Pittsburgh offense-wise, I feel like To me, with Philly, because their secondary is good, and they give up some pass plays here and there. Yeah, they could have had given up the one with Carolina. They'll fix those errors. It happens with everybody. You're not going to just completely shut people out every weekend and weekend out. But with, like you said, with Pickens being out, I don't feel like they're going to have a threat at wide receiver. But what I have seen with teams that kept it close with Philly, they will keep running the ball regardless of how many yards they get. Carolina didn't care. They just kept running the ball. You keeping the ball out of the Eagles' hand. Washington, when they play us, they do the same thing. They will just keep running the ball, as long as the game is close. So Philly needs to get out and get in front of them, or it's going to be a tight game. Philly will win it, but it's going to be really close.
So for me, it came down to George Pickens if he was playing or not, because I was really looking forward to that matchup between Quinyon Mitchell and George Pickens. And this is where, if Roman Wilson was playing, this is where the game would shine, because I feel like he would have been a good number 2 for this spot for this game. So just throwing it out there, let's go Michigan, even though we're probably going to lose to Bama. But anyways, I'm just saying I'm here for it. Saquon Barkley, just keep on being on pace here. I want you to break the Eric Dickerson record. I really do. But this is going to come down. I have it really being a really close game, defensive game. I got the Eagles winning 17-14. I feel like it's going to be a defensive game.
Hey, I got a question for y'all real quick. So I want Saquon to break the record, because I think that's what it's going to take for him to get MVP, because of Josh Allen and what he's doing. I think if Saquon does not break that record, he will not get MVP. They'll end up giving it to Josh Allen. What do y'all think?
Yeah, he would actually still need Josh Allen to have a couple of clunker games to do it too.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right, and some of it has everything to do with that tush push. He's not getting the touchdowns in the goal line because Jalen Hurts is getting them, it takes away from how tremendous of a season Saquon's having.
Yeah,
by people that maybe aren't really actually watching the games and just looking at his stats and saying, "Oh yeah, he's running for a bunch of yards, but he's not getting in the end zone." Like, he's not getting the ball at the 1 yard.
Exactly.
Well, and let's be real, like that is a quarterback award. You end up with a running back getting it like once a decade, right?
It's time though.
Peterson won it, and then the decade before that, Sean Alexander won it, right? But that's it. Everybody else has been a quarterback, so he's really going to need Josh Allen to like have one of his 4 pick games for him to elevate past it.
Yeah, I don't want him to have 6 touchdowns again and lose. I mean, I can't believe they still lost with him having 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, when he had that, man, I was shaking my head like, Lord, Saquon is not looking good, bro. If he getting 6 touchdowns a game, that's not looking good.
All right, so we got anyone picking the Patriots?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
This one's kind of interesting, low key. Buccaneers and the Chargers. I'm going with the Chargers just because of the Michigan championship head coach Harbaugh. So I'm going with the Chargers. Let's go with James here. Who you got?
I'm going to follow you on this one, and it has absolutely nothing to do with Michigan. I just think the Chargers have to have it, They have to start gaining some momentum going into the playoffs here. After losing a close game to the Chiefs, you've got to get back on the right track, and Tampa Bay is a decent team, so that'll help them out a lot to win today.
All right. Bo.
Yeah, I mean, I have the Chargers here. The thing is Tampa Bay having a winning record with no receivers is wild. Like that shouldn't be a real thing, but they're not a good enough team to overcome this Chargers team. Besides, that makes the Bucs division interesting too, because Atlanta keeps losing. So, you might have a Division 1 with a losing record again.
Sports Wrap.
Yeah, they're gonna. I think Chargers bounce back this week. They play good defense. Their defense this year has been really good. And Harbaugh, man, he always finds a way to put some points up. And seems like teams struggle stopping him sometimes, man. But yeah, I'm not picking the Bucks. They're a little beat up as well. I'm picking the Chargers.
This is what happens when Michigan doesn't cheat. Harbaugh's 8-5 in NFL. Just want to throw that out there. Packers in Seattle. I'm going Packers. James.
Yeah, I'm going to go Packers on this one, too. Nice to see Seattle looking better and rebounding on their season. It's going to be an extremely important test for them, right? Like Bo was talking, they cranked off, 4 wins in a row now. If you can beat the Packers, too, people are going to really start taking Seattle serious. But I think that Green Bay wins this.
Bo.
Yeah, so I have Seattle, but not because it's a homer pick. It's because Green Bay really struggles to play in Seattle. Just historically, they are terrible. If this game was in Lambeau, wouldn't even be a question, right? Seattle gets smoked up in Lambeau all the time. They're like 3-13 in Lambeau. So just not great. But because it's here in Seattle, historically, for whatever reason, Green Bay does not show up to play here. I think Seattle will edge this out. And it's a game that is incredibly important for them because they got to be able to keep that 1-game lead on the Rams. And so I got Seattle at home in a nail biter.
Sports Rep.
Yep. Nail biter, I'm going with Seattle, especially once I think Jair Alexander's probably not going to play. Seattle, their corners are pretty good. And like he said, they struggle when going to Seattle. Seattle's at home, so that was those two alone with Jair Alexander and Seattle being at home is why I'm picking them. And they definitely need this win, like you said, to stay ahead with those Rams. So yeah, I'm picking Seattle. Love has been a little inconsistent sometimes too. Sometimes I don't know what he sees with some of his picks.
Yep. So we got 2 Monday night games this week. Anyone going Chicago?
No.
No chance in hell.
And anyone going Raiders?
Absolutely not.
No way.
I mean, Cousins is throwing the ball away, y'all. Come on now. He's been throwing it to the other team, and the Raiders play hard. I don't know. It's not just a given.
Crosby's done for the year.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, Cardinals.
Guys, get out of here. All right, guys.
With Rams done for the year, the Raiders they're not going to win another game. I'm
going to get them.
With that being said, guys, that's going to conclude the NFL Sunday Morning Show right here on the Hardcore Sports Network. Make sure you subscribe to all these guys. James, where can they find you?
Guys.
All right, see you, Bo.
All right, bud.
You can find Steelers by the Lake on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere you find podcasts, you'll find us.
All right, sounds good. And Sports Rap, we're waiting for you to make your return, bro. We're waiting.
I know. I know, man. I'm trying. This daggone job keep moving me around, having me traveling. My schedule has been all over the place. So I've been hopping on with y'all when I can. But definitely trying to make my return for sure. But, all the pages are still up with, I have posted a couple videos on TikTok for sure. But I'm going to be around. And we get ready to come up on a holiday. So we're going to be shut down for a while. So that should help out a whole lot. And like I said, I've been traveling, man. I'm driving back now, trying to get there before the game start. But I appreciate y'all, bro.
All right, man. Make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we're out. Let's go Eagles, man. Let's go Birds. I'm excited. Peace, guys.